And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. A recent study shows more young Americans are suffering heart attacks post-COVID. Researchers found the hardest hit age group. We are talking about people from 25 to 44 years old. Dr. Danish Ali joins me to talk about how to keep young people healthy, especially young athletes. Dr. Ali, we have seen recent cases where young people have had cardiac arrest, and a lot of parents have young athletes out there, not just professionally, but at the high school level and the collegiate level. Should parents have their children tested? What, in order to make sure they don't have an episode or it's just unexpected?
Right, Isaiah. So kids that are participating in high activity sports should be assessed by their physician or pediatrician before they start these sorts of activities, because it's imperative for them to have an examination where they're looked at from a physical standpoint, number one, but more importantly, they're looked at from a cardiac standpoint as well. Recently, we've seen athletes, young kids who have had heart attacks, have passed away. And so it's important for parents to discuss with their kids, to see a pediatrician, see their physician, get evaluated on a regular basis to make sure that they are fit for that sport. There are very easy tests that can be done. For example, an EKG, electrocardiogram, that looks at your heart's activity. That can be done to help make sure that there's possibly not some sort of a cardiac abnormality, whether it be a structural abnormality like a cardiomyopathy or something like that, where it can be picked up on a very easy examination and test.
Now, are we talking about something that's just unusual, or is it like heartbeat, where irregular heartbeat? That's what I'm looking for. Irregular heartbeat that could lead to this. Are there any telltale signs that a parent can look at on their child outwardly and tell, okay, other than just being fatigued and tired, are there signs that they can look for to say, okay, I need to take you to the doctor?
That's correct, Isaiah. So yes, there are symptoms that we're looking out for, whether it be shortness of breath, so difficulty getting your breath at the beginning of a sport is one thing. Palpitations, where you feel like your heart's palpitating. Sometimes you may feel like you may pass out. Those are things that you're looking for. Abnormal seizure activity. Those are, that's another sign. Shortness of breath, chest pain, pain down the arm, abdominal pain sometimes can present like this as well. So things, if there are generic symptoms that these kids are presenting with, it's important not to ignore those and to get evaluated and tested and make sure that that is not, i.e. something cardiac or something else going on in that child.
Many of the very physical sports start in the summertime, like the football season and all of that, where kids are constantly in the heat and could find themselves dehydrated. What else would you tell parents to look for? Or what precautions would you tell parents to take if their kids are out in the heat practicing for the football season, basketball season, what have you?
Sure. Yeah, dehydration is very common, Isaiah. Heat stroke, heat exhaustion, all of those are common things that we're seeing now, especially in this hot temperatures that we have here in Texas. And so things that we're looking out and recommending for, first of all, are stay hydrated, make sure you have a good meal before, make sure that you are staying on top of your electrolytes, and be careful of not consuming energy drinks or other things that may stimulate you, but may not be good for you from an energy standpoint. And so those are things we're looking for. Isaiah, we're seeing cases in the ER right now of what we call rhabdomyolysis, which is your kidneys that go into overdrive because of your overactivity, heat, dehydration. And so those are all things that parents should be mindful of and should be considering, especially with their children being out in the heat right now, these temperatures.
All right, Dr. Danish Ali with Arch Point Pain Institute. As usual, we'd like to thank you for your expertise in guiding many parents out there because it's that time of year many young people will be competing in very physical sports. And so they need to be in good shape and healthy when they walk off that field. Dr. Ali, thank you for your time.